throughout time, the Dalai Lama has said a lot of stuff. The tongue sucking thing, not not being the thing that I'm talking about, but instead, he's oftentimes aligned with, like, weirdly enough, aligned with U.S. values, whether it be having like an inconsistent statement about like the Iraq War, things like that. Yeah, I mean, or the Afghanistan invasion. Maybe the Lama's a CIA plant. I don't think it's a CIA plant in general, but I do think that he sees Western alignment. He sees Western alignment and Western allegiance as a way to push back against against China. Teach both sides of the controversy, man. The literal Nazis said there were no mutilations. What? Judicial mutilation, principally the gouging out the eyes and cutting out the hands or feet, were formalized under the Sakya school. It was used as legal punishment until being declared illegal. In the same reform, the Dalai Lama banned capital punishment. What do you mean, the literal Nazis? He was literally paid by the CIA. I just think it's odd that the Dalai Lama has none to offer but vapid kindergarten pop spirituality. Then I learned that he was a well-paid a CIA agent for many years. This is from what book? CIA's canceled war in Tibet. Many friends of the Nazis who went to Tibet. Oh, yeah, no, the Dalai Lama does have what is it? Doesn't he have like a homie that was a Nazi? That is true. That part is true. He's talking about Heinrich Harrer, the former SS member who was cleared by Nazi hunters for culpability in the Holocaust. He thinks you're getting all this info from China, even though you're reading declassified CIA files. Oh yeah, I have yet to read one single fucking. I've yet to read one single thing that isn't American resources. Like all of this stuff is from American American resources. Like it's usually they openly admit this stuff in what I like to call a flex. The CIA will regularly go back in time and declassify documents about certain interests that they had when enough time has passed. And they'll openly admit it. Like, man, the CIA Tibetan activity consists of political action, propaganda, and paramilitary activity. Like this isn't like a hidden thing. Haven't people always been criticized for who their friends are? What? Doesn't matter picking his poison. Being pro-emancipation unfortunately means it aligns with the U.S. State Department and CIA goals. I don't think it means the desires of emancipation is invalid. I get that. That's I understand that for sure. But having having material resources is probably going to make it a little bit more difficult for any landmass to reach full emancipation from a country that considers it to be just annexation, especially when they can point to like historic precedent as well. To be like, oh well, we fucking did this, like we back and forth control. It's a similar argument to Xinjiang. Like China's argument to why they maintain control of Xinjiang and believe that any mention of like East Turkestan is considered separationist and radical.